Hello everyone, I'm Paul McGuire Grimes. This is Paul's Trip to the Movies, and today I'm going to be reviewing Godzilla, King of the Monsters, which is now in theaters. So San Francisco has been left picking up the pieces after Godzilla nearly destroyed it in 2014. Monarch, the organization behind these monsters, is now the focus of Senate hearings. A known terrorism group then breaks into one of Monarch's outposts in China, capturing their lead scientist played by Vera Farmiga and her daughter played by Millie Bobby Brown. The result is then the release of multiple monsters, including Godzilla, Mothra, and Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, now all wreaking havoc across the globe. It also stars Kyle Chandler, Ken Watanabe, Sally Hawkins, and Bradley Whitford. I think of this really star-studded cast, Kyle Chandler and Bradley Whitford are particularly good with the heightened style of acting without seeming too melodramatic. It's written and directed by Mike Dougherty and is the third entry in the Legendary Pictures Monsterverse, including Godzilla and 2017's Kong Skull Island. I don't think you need to have seen those to understand what's happening in this entry. Now, don't try to overthink this or try to make sense of the science or the reality of this movie. It's purely a summer blockbuster with big special effects. It's made in 2019, but I think it still feels like the old creature features and monster movies that it's based on. It's full of big, loud monsters, silly characters, and some cheesy lines of dialogue. The kid in me who loves monster movies loved seeing and hearing the roar of Godzilla and the other monsters come into play, including the three-headed Ghidorah. I found it interesting that the design is not overly scary or modern. It felt like they were really using a gray color palette in homage to the old black and white Godzilla movies. Now, the first half is pure fun as it gets right to the monster action. It then loses steam in the second half. It's as if the writing team got too caught up in trying to bring in creature mythology and modern science and technology to then make sense of all of this. I didn't need all of that. They try to make it a bigger story than it really needs to be. It's constantly going between underwater sequences, globe-trotting discoveries, in-air fights, snow, rain, night, day. The result is that then the cinematography is a bit too dark and murky at times to then just take in all of this big action. I think that 2014's Godzilla is still the best of these three new monster movies. I'm giving Godzilla King of the Monsters 3 out of 5 ticket stubs. The monster fights alone are worth seeing on a really big screen. Just don't go in looking for a realistic plot or science. If you like my review today, click subscribe on my YouTube channel. I have new reviews of Rocketman and Booksmart, both of which are now in theaters and worth seeing. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Paul's Movie Trip. And then go to my website, paulstriptothemovies.com, for even more reviews, as well as the trailers for Downton Abbey and Terminator Dark Fate. Thank you so much for watching Paul's Trip to the Movies.